New Zealand Mint is due to sign a $5 million 5-year deal with the Premier of Niue to extend its exclusive rights to use the Niue effigy on its collector's coins. The deal means the Auckland-based business can use the Queen's head with Niue on the back of its coins, meaning they are legal tender in Niue. But because of their face value may only be $2 or $10, the coins are worth much more as precious metal or to a collector who pays around $200 for them. A spokesperson for New Zealand Mint reported to international media that the company does not produce the currency for general circulation, but it's really about the collectors and the numismatic market. The Mint also deals in investment gold coins, but a fifth of its revenue now stems from making and selling coins for the billion-dollar global coin collectors market. Investment coins did not need an effigy, the spokesperson said. Anything without an effigy is a medallion. The gold medals at the Olympics are medallions. However, collectors did not collect medallions and coins were not coins without a government effigy, which was quite difficult to secure. Reports said the deal was good for both parties, giving the Mint continuity and a boost for the cash-strapped Niuean economy, which received a percentage of sales. New Zealand Mint is coy about releasing its sales figures, but said its coin business grew by $6 million last year. Almost all its collectible coins are exported and 60% of its sales are to Russia. As part of this deal, the company will annually sponsor 2 students from Niue on outward-bound scholarships. Learning how to forecast, plan and adapt to severe weather impacts was the topic at a local meteorological workshop yesterday. Participants were educated on processes the New Zealand Met Service implement to ensure the correct weather forecast is delivered. John Tunster from New Zealand Met Service said forecasting the weather is very important to many areas of each country, and Pacific Island countries can benefit from this new program.
I think that two-way communication always helps, that people feel that they can, if they don't understand something, that they're able to go to people who have that authority and who have the information, and that they are then able to go back and explain exactly what's going to happen, and they can do it in the way that they see best. We're now middle of November, so we're into the cyclone season, into the wet season, and what we're doing today is basically a chance for people from all spectrums of Niuean society to come together, and really coming together and just refreshing our understanding of what people do in their separate roles, what various plans of action are, what are the strengths, are there any weaknesses in these plans? This sort of thing, running through this today, we'll be doing a mock-up severe weather warning. This is a great chance to do that sort of thing. So it's before anything's happened, and we get the chance to find out, is there anything that really works very well? Is there things that we've learnt today that we can build on in the future?
He said there are different areas of focus for different countries and the processes installed to forecast the weather, and some thresholds of severe weather patterns can vary from country to country.
For the project itself, every few years they have a regional meeting. This is where all the representatives come together and they decide on which thresholds we'll decide for this project. But each individual country is allowed to have their own internal warnings. As an example, Vanuatu has this 20 knots that they consider significant for the public land areas. But for this project, 30 knots is what we consider significant, and it's what we'll highlight on our charts that we provide.
The participants at the workshop yesterday also varied from government workers to community groups and civil society. Niue Tourism has upgraded over 40 scenic sites on the island as part of their attempts to improve visitor perception and safety while on the island. The extra signage and spruced up look has also impressed locals. The expectation is that with all the efforts to boost the tourism sector on the island, that will see an increase in visitor numbers.
With increased numbers, we need to provide a wider variety of places for people to actually go, so they still feel they've got the place to themselves as well. One of the things we noticed even towards the end of last year was that, you know, the sea treks that you'd go down previously and you have all to yourself, you know, you could get 20 or 30 people coming through in one sort of period that you were down there. So a bit more variety and a bit more for people to do and see, and in keeping with the natural environment and so on as well. So all up, we've looked at it or touched about 45 sites altogether, and that includes some historical sites that we're still working on, and a number of sea tracks as well. And we've tried to make them as interesting as possible and as user friendly as possible as well. So not only looking good, but gives people a reason to stay there a little bit longer. And this site is personally one of my favourites as well. The views are just stunning, and you know, on a rough day, it's actually almost better than on a calm day, because the blowholes are going and waves are crashing and so on. So we've put a barbecue into a number of places. There's a barbecue down at Lemu Pools now, so you can go down there and have a little barbecue lunch. There's one at Avasali, there's one here at Anana, and we've got 2 more that will go in over the next few weeks. We've also underway some quite major beautification work down at the wharf. You know, it's a lively place, or has the potential to be quite a lively place, with lots of people coming and going from there, boats launching, canoes coming in and out, and obviously fish coming in and out. So there are picnic areas going onto the wharf area as we speak, and with the intention, we're working with fisheries, that there'll be a Saturday fish market down at the wharf as well, and fisheries will run that, and basically a stainless sort of servery gets rolled down every Saturday morning as the plan, filled with ice, and licensed boats and fishermen can come in and put their fish up for sale. And visitors, again, it's something quite unique, or something that hasn't been done here.
There are also additional sites that will be developed to capitalize on some of the historical value of certain locations. These will be done in partnership with Taonga Niue. Hayden says that work on further sites should be completed by April next year. The hope is that with all the upgrades, visitors and locals can enjoy more of what Niue has to offer. A liqueur that was formerly banned in some countries is now available on the island. Absinthe is a liqueur that ranges strength from 69 to 89.9% alcohol content, and the main ingredient, wormwood, is believed to cause hallucination. Niue Bond Store confirmed that they do have absinthe in stock, but it is not popular, probably due to the hefty price tag of over $90, that they have only sold 1 bottle so far. Warnings have also been issued for consumers to be aware of its effects and the potential risks before consuming. In 2000, a proposal by the Food Standards Australia and New Zealand for all wormwood species prohibited herbs for food purposes only, but was later found to be inconsistent, and amendments were made to the Food Code. The proposed amendment was withdrawn in 2002, allowing the manufacture and importation of absinthe. In Australia, the product was reclassified from prohibited product to a restricted product. But in 2008, concerns were raised in New Zealand after a 17-year-old boy stopped breathing after consuming absinthe and put on life support. This resulted in the ban of the product in Mataura. With the festive season looming and attempts to curb the issue with pre-existing youth and alcohol problem on the island, it is hoped that such products will have further restrictions on access and consumption. And to end our news bulletin for tonight, South Pacific Animal Welfare Volunteer Group is about to return to the island for another program to assist the welfare of animals. Dr. Debbie Curtin, who is the local volunteer veterinarian, said she would like all animal owners around the island to use the services available to de-sex their cats and dogs. However, she also wants to make sure animal owners understand that de-sexing some of the animals can control the behavior of animals, especially dogs. And it will also assist to lessen the numbers of stray dogs and cats around the island. Over 200 male dogs are counted out from the numbers around the island, and Dr. Curtin wants to encourage owners to de-sex some of the dogs. She said dogs who are de-sexed at a young age can benefit the dog and the community. It lessens the chance of dogs straying from homes or fighting with other dogs. The key message Dr. Curtin wants owners to know is to seek assistance from SPORS, especially as it's free. She wants to advise the public also the group will be setting traps around the island for stray cats to assist with their welfare. The group will arrive next week. If any animal owner wish to book an appointment, please contact Teresa and Brian Scott at the Mukulu Hotel. That's our news bulletin for this evening. Good night.